Alright, this is, these last couple of days have been really interesting for me. I don't get a spring break for this semester of college, that and the fact that we started later than usual, so I'm rarely getting moments to do this stuff. Alright, let's dive right into this. This is Amphibia, this is episode 9B, Plantar's Last Stand. You would think being being this far into the series, I would look at that and say, okay, well, what's really the episode about? Because you're Plantar's Last Stand, and you think one thing, and it turns out to be another. And at the same time, though, it is kind of a double entendre, because technically speaking, they do make a last stand, but is to help save their stand. Alright, let's just talk about this episode. So the whole episode is them trying to save their stand because the mayor quadrupled the rent for a stand, or quadrupled the rent for a permit, or was it? Yeah, it was like, either way, they owe him a lot. They owe the mayor a lot of money for the stand, so they can use, and they really don't have all the money. They don't know if they can rack up a lot of money. So Anne proposes that they just sell different products, and in this case they take all the squash that they make and literally squash it up into the liquid, into juice, and just sell that. And again, I would have been like, well, what if you guys just straight up sold it as juice? Maybe people would buy that. But then Anne takes it a step further, saying like, go like the salesman route, or like the pitch. Just give a pitch and saying, infomercials and stuff. And yeah, another similarity to Gravity Falls, because I'm like, Grunkle Stan would probably kill this. He's just like, hi, I'm Stan. It's like that. I love that episode. I love the Tale of Two Stans episode because of all the infomercials that he's like, hi, I'm Steve Byington. Like the rip. You need the rip off, the chamois of the future. It's a total sham. I love those. I just love Stan's a great character in Gravity Falls. They're all great characters in Gravity Falls. But yeah, when Hot Pop has to basically pitch this stuff that they call it Plantar's Potion, he has to kind of be like a salesman and just be like, step right, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Plantar Potion. And I like how at first he's very against the idea, because the Plantar family is honesty first, basically. So he thinks that if he tries to sell it anything other than just squash juice, pretty much, it's kind of damaging that. But Anne's like, well, isn't saving the stand more important for right now? And so Hop Pop eventually gives in, and he starts. He actually starts giving pitches like, it'll make you smarter, it'll make your kids talk back less, it'll make you, it'll make you more energetic, it'll, all that. And so, most of the pitches that he makes are kind of, they're funny for the most part, but I think Grunkle Stan, again, if this was Grunkle Stan episode, I think I would have been laughing like crazy with the craziness of Alex Hirsch just with this. But and it's a gold mine. They get a gold mine going. They start literally racking up coin. And at first I thought something would be up with the actual like juice. Like maybe it would actually cause something to happen, and like the town would turn against him on that. But no, they go in a different direction, and I kind of was a little, I didn't really know how to feel about it. So Basically, yeah. So they even though they rack up a lot of coin in this, they're still short because they quadrupled the rent. God, you gotta hate when that happens, right? So Hop Pop goes overboard on the idea because they run out of juice and they run out of produce to make the juice out of. So Hop Pop resorts to literal garbage, and I really wasn't sure. I mean, he's like, don't buy anything, and I'm like, that's kind of a quick transition for you, right? I'm like, they really, yeah. So I mean, this was probably the first episode where I'm like, if this was a full 22 minutes, I can see a little more in between where you can like add more stuff to like Hop Pop slowly becoming more and more obsessed, or maybe visually, he saw, I mean, I have a weird love-hate relationship when it comes to the way storytelling is done, because I'm a writer, so I'm used to things being said, like things being like a lot of different, like those powerful moments where people are expressing their feelings by saying what it is or stuff like that. But I mean, I do like the visual storytelling as well. I like moments where but in my opinion, the more powerful visual storytelling are the ones that really do leave an impact. Where, like, Owl House, for example, when Amity, when we find out Amity has a crush on Luce, she tosses her note, and it rolls out and says, "Luce, will you go to Grom with me?" Or I mean, the bottom part was there, but it's just that the name Luce rolled out and presented herself. Like, that's powerful visual storytelling. But in this episode, I felt like maybe if I just go back and watch it again, I don't know. I didn't think the transition of Hop Hop going from like being uncertain about this to being fully obsessed, believing that people will buy literally anything thing. So, yeah. And of course, Hop Hop eventually. I like though how at the beginning of the episode there's this old lady that buys from them, and she says that she has been shopping with them for years and she knows that they'll never wrong her. So I like how Hop Hop is sold almost every single potion, and he needs one more in order to save the stand, and it's the old lady. And of course that's when he kind of breaks. He kind of breaks because he realizes, he's like, I can't do it. I can't do this. I can't do this. And he confesses that the at least the black potion, the black potion that he was selling him was garbage. I mean, yeah. So, and then to add to that, the garbage was attracting all of the giant flies. Yeah, they're giant flies. The giant, yeah. So all the giant flies start attacking, and so Hop Pop then he takes the giant barrel that they used to make the potions and rolls it away to lure the flies away from the people, and he basically saves the day. But of course he knows that he still messed up, so in return he gives everyone their money back. And that he basically is like, I lost all your trust, but hopefully this is a good place to start to regain it. And yeah, and of course they lose the stand. That's the other thing. They lost the stand and all this. So, yeah, again, in terms of Hop Pop transitioning from honest working man to crooked seller crooked scammer who literally will do anything to get a buck. Interesting, really fast transition. I mean, for Stan, like in Gravity Falls, for example, like when Stan did it, it made sense because he was at a before, when we knew him, he was kind of he wasn't a bright kid, he wasn't a bright dude, but he also he was at a low, he was looking for ways to make cash. And so when he saw that and he can make cash in sales, that's where he basically was. That's why he did it. In this case, Hop Hop is working with the strategy. Like he said, it's a stand that he's working with his whole life, and that he's only doing it to help save the stand. And the fact that he literally was going to snoop so low to sell garbage basically to people, and he wasn't. And I don't even think it was for the stand at that point. I think he was just obsessed with the money. And I'm like, yeah, again, it's just me thinking that maybe there could maybe I missed something. I don't know. That's the thing with me sometimes. Is like I usually catch a lot of stuff, but maybe there is something I missed. I mean, if you check out my vlog series at Yow House, there were a few episodes where I'm like, yeah, they're actually better the second time around. All right, but overall, I thought this was a good episode. Thought this was a cool Hop Hop episode. And I like the idea of, learning this lesson of like how far are you willing to go, like how far are you willing to go to to make a cheap buck, really? Like, are you willing to go so low? And it's like, you got to remember the morals. You got to remember what you yourself stand for and why you stand for it. So yeah. All right, well, hope you guys enjoy that, and see you in the next one.